Hey there, my web crafting wizards. If you want to impress your clients with your websites, consider adding some 3D elements. Let me show you how easy this is. We'll need to get a 3D model, and for this one, I'm going to use Sketchfab, but you can also create your own custom model with Blender. You want to make sure you select the GLB format here with the highest texture, because we're going to import this in Spline to add the animations. Once you're in Spline, simply delete the background image here and drag in your drone. Now go through the layers and find where each wing is located in your layers, click on it, and you should be able to select it just like that. Now for each of these wings, we want to add a state to fully rotate this around. So the base state can stay identical, and then on the new state here, we can call this animating, we want to add a full 360 rotation. So go into the Z index here, it's already at 90, so what we're going to do is just add 360 to this. So you can do addition here. There we go, 460. And now all we have to do is add an event. So when this starts, when the scene loads up, what we want to do is transition over this item, the wing, from the base state over to the animate state. We also want to make sure that the easing functionality here is set to linear, and we're going to put a low value like 0.1 here with a loop of infinite. So when we hit play now, you're going to see that this is going to spin. Now I'm going to apply this to every single wing. Now that we got all the wings working, we can add a text in the background. So let's reset the camera. We'll go to the top here, select the text tool and drag this out. I'll select a color of white here in the panel and also increase the font size to 100. Now I'm gonna align the text right below the drone like that, and I'm also gonna move the text layer right behind the drone. Now what we want to do is set a target for the mouse to follow. So I'm gonna go in the upper view here like that, and I'm gonna create a new cube from the top here. And I'm gonna place this maybe like 4 or 5 units away here. So something like this. You can kind of experiment with this, but I'll drag it right here. So that's like a distance of 4 or 5 cubes. Now we don't need to actually see this, so we can turn the visibility to off, and I'm going to rename the cube to target. Now on this target object, I'm going to add an event here, and we're going to switch it over to follow. We're going to make sure it's on cursor, and we want to turn off the translation here for the Z, because we just want this to move X and Y, but the position of this should still be quite in front of the DJI here. So if I just turn this cube on for a second, as you can see, it follows my cursor perfectly. So now we want the drone to start looking at our target here. So with the drone selected, we are going to go over to the events tab. We're going to click and we are going to select the look at. We want to change this from cursor over to our target. We want the tilt to say stick to the target, and then we can increase the damping to 100, and then we'll just leave the direction to Z. If we move our cursor around, as you can see, our drone is following the mouse, but the anchor position is way off. Select the drone and just add it to a group by hitting Ctrl G. When you add this to the group, the origin point is going to be added to the middle. So now when we go and hit play, as you can see, it does a better job at following the mouse. But you can move this around with just holding Control on the actual element. Last but not least, let's also add a follow event. So let's go here, click on it. We'll add a big damping of 50, and we'll also add an offset of 400. Now here for the target, again, we're gonna choose our own cube target that we made. And there we go, that should be working. And there we go, this is ready to go on our website now. As you can see, you also get a nice interaction with the background and the shadows there. Head over to export, then click on play settings, and here we wanna make sure we disable the background color. We also want to disable page scroll. We also want to disable orbit, pan, zoom, and soft orbit. All of these can go off. Let's hit update the URL, and then we can just simply copy the embedded code here and add it to Wix Studio. I have a simple section here in Wix Studio, and what I want to do is hit the plus icon here, go to the quick add, and drop in an iframe. In the iframe, we're going to click in and enter the code that we just copied over from Spline. And since we added a transparent background, it's very easy for us to go on the section now and to add our own custom video. So let's pick this beautiful drone shot video here and put it as the background cover for it. So there we go. In just a couple of steps, we add a really nice 3D interactive element to our website with no code whatsoever. If you enjoyed this wee tutorial, hey, consider subscribing. I'll catch you in the next one.